slump. There's been a couple of them of late. Yes, it recovered later in the day, but many very smart people are saying it may be a sign of some things to come. One of those is Peter Schiff. Peter's the CEO and the Chief Global Strategist at Euro Pacific Capital. He's all over the Googles, as they say, and he's all over YouTube as well. I see him there myself all the time. Really smart, passionate commentary is what he offers. Something he often has a tendency to say things, by the way, that a lot of people don't. So, Peter, thanks so much for being with us. I don't know if you caught the very beginning of the show, but I explained that there's a household debt issue of about $15 trillion out there. Is that the only debt that we need to be worried about?
Yeah. No, everybody is loaded up with debt, and it's not like we began this monetary experiment without much debt. We had a lot of debt in 2008. In fact, the financial crisis was about debt. It was about our inability to pay the debt that we had. But instead of addressing the problem and allowing debt to be paid down, the Federal Reserve led us down the primrose path into much deeper debt by keeping interest rates at zero and holding them there for so long. The Federal Reserve actually encouraged an overly indebted nation to borrow even more money. So now it's all facets of American society that are leveraged to the hilt. Individuals, corporations, the federal government, the state and local governments. So everybody is loaded up with debt. And guess what? Interest rates are now finally rising, and that means the cost of servicing that debt is going up. And this is going to be a problem, just like an adjustable rate mortgage was a big problem in 2008 when these things were resetting. People couldn't afford to pay. Well, the same thing is going to happen on a national scale. Rates are going up, and we're too broke to pay.
So the problem is if we try and normalize things, it's going to create chaos. Is there any way that we can avoid that at this point?
No, it's impossible. In fact, because we kept it going so long, the collapse is going to be that much bigger. I mean, the sooner we face that reality, the better, but no politician wants to face that reality.
Right.
I mean, they want to pretend everything is great.
Right, of course. And by the way, the Trump tax cut, does it alleviate the concern, worsen the concern? What does it do?
Well, obviously, it makes the concerns worse because if the government is collecting less revenue, then the deficits are getting bigger. And so now the government has to borrow even more money, and that becomes an even bigger problem. What we need is smaller government. But nobody wants to shrink government, including Donald Trump, who's now the defender of Social Security and Medicare. He wants to launch another nuclear arms race and start the Space Force. So it's all about spending more money. So Trump wants to spend more money and cut taxes at the same time. I mean, that's completely reckless.
All right, let me not ask you a question as a news guy now. Let me just ask you a question as Joe Citizen, sitting out here listening to your conversation, where I'm thinking, man, this guy's making some sense, but I'm very concerned about what he's saying. What are the signs that I should be looking for, and what should I do about it?
Well, the signs are already there. I mean, look, the stock market is falling. 40% of the S&P is already in a bear market. So the stock market is forward-looking to the next recession. Looking at what's happening with the home builders, the housing stocks, the financials, the retailers, all these are the same things that were happening in 2007, leading to that crisis. So people need to be prepared. This is not only going to be an economic crisis, but a political crisis as well, because the Republicans are going to take the blame and socialism is going to be seen as the solution, and it's going to make the problems that much worse when it's implemented, 2021. So what you've got to do is get out of U.S. dollar assets. The dollar is going to be the biggest casualty along with the American standard of living, but you've got to invest in foreign assets. Look at some of the bargains in foreign stock markets, emerging markets that have been depressed by the strong dollar. They're going to see a boom when the dollar weakens. And look at the price of gold, up another $8 today, but it's still about $1,230. Gold's going to new highs. It was at $1,900 in 2011. It's going to go much higher this time.
Sounds
so get invested, own some gold, gold stocks.
It sounds like a new reality, Peter, and we thank.
All right, shalom. This is Canucks on Banyashka, all up on the GMS lines they count. First and foremost, I like to say Kah Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone. And salutations to the archon that are pushing truth and sincerely and truth. Slank it throughout the four corners of the earth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right, you just heard it on that video. America's going down. The dollar is going down. It's going to be a global economy collapse. The whole world is going to feel America crumble. All right? The whole world's going to feel it. All right? You know, just like how it says in Revelations, all the nations shall weep and howl at her. All right? Because they partook in the delicacies of America. But through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the delicacies of America is going to be shut down. All right? All right, so I'm going to just go into it a little bit. This is the economic bubble or whatever. All right, it says an economic bubble or asset bubble, sometimes also referred to as a speculative bubble, a market bubble, a price bubble, and a financial bubble. A speculative mania or a bubble is a trade in asset at a price or price range that strongly exceeds the asset's intrinsic value. It could also be described as a situation in which assets prices appear to be based on implausible or inconsistent views about the future. Asset bubbles date back as far as the 1600s and are now widely regarded as a reoccurrent feature of modern economic history. Historically, the Dutch Golden Ages, tulip mania in the mid 1630s, is often considered to be the first recorded economic bubble. All right, so now you have this economic bubble that's being created by, America. So first I want to get this intrinsic value and see what that means. All right. In finance, intrinsic value refers to the value of a company, stock, currency, or product determined through fundamental analysis without reference to its market value. It is also frequently called fundamental value. It is ordinarily calculated by summing the discounted future income generated by the asset to attain the present value. It is worthy to note that this term may have different meanings for different assets. All right, so going back to reading what the economic bubble is the trade asset is trade in an asset at the price or price range that strongly exceeds the intrinsic value. So basically, the dollar was being sold at a value that it wasn't even worth it, at a way higher value that it wasn't even worth. All right, because basically it's worth nothing. So they've been creating this economic bubble ever since the Federal Reserve was created. All right. So with that being said, now the bubble is about to burst. All right, and everybody that had stocks or assets in this dollar, they're gonna feel the pain. Now he also said in that video that the American dollar is gonna crash the hardest, and the American way of living, man, it's gonna turn America into a third world country, damn near. All right, so yeah, that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna turn America into the third world country. America's not gonna no longer be the golden city. All right. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So that's what he just said. He said it's going to change the standard and the way of American living as we know it. So, everybody's going to be out here impoverished, man. All right. It says, take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. That's the Lord talking to America, and the so-called white man. All right? He said, I'm going to show everybody who you are. I'm going to show everybody your wickedness. All right. Okay. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the day of thy youth." All right. While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. All right. So that's what you have a time period where you can turn back to Yahweh Shema Shai. But at high noon, at high time, destruction is going to come and wipe this place clean, man. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds turn after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because they are few. Like ain't gonna be no more work, man. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. Slucking, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All your singers, like your Beyonce, her church is gonna be nothing. Her doctrine is gonna be nothing in that day, and she's gonna be nothing in that day. She's gonna look terrible, stank, cause ain't gonna be no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't she gonna be able to get her hair done? None of that stuff. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. It says, Go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth eaten. All right, he's talking about the so-called white man Esau. And a matter of fact, in the book of Obadiah, it just shows Esau that he's worth nothing without his money. All right, it says, okay, it's Obadiah 1 and 5. It says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers come to thee, why slack you? Would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right, just like how I was said before, out in Isaiah 47, he's gonna uncover the nakedness of Esau, man. All right, and it says and if these, you know what I'm saying, if these come and take your money, how are they cut off? How are you cut off? You know, because Esau's nothing without his money. All right, because his money is corrupt. It's James chapter 5, verse 1. It says, Go to now, ye rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you. All right, because that money ain't real money, man. That money is a fake fiat currency. All right, and that's going to be the witness against them. All right, when that dollar collapsed, that's going to be the witness against them, because that's what they've been pushing with war, is that U.S. dollar, and it's going to be a witness against them. All right, it says, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire, because guess what? Because of that dollar, and what America's been doing with that dollar, these countries are going to be sending all these missiles over him, man. It says, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. All right, and so he has heaped treasures together for the last days, man. All right. So ain't gonna be no more, heaping up treasures like Esau does. All right. Suck it. Okay. All right. Let me get Habakkuk chapter 2. I'll just start at 3. It says, For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end shall speak. And that's what that economist was explaining, man. He's like, yo, this has been going on for a while, but now you're about to see the repercussions from everything that America's been doing with this dollar. You're about to see it real soon. He said it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. He said that it's gonna happen. America is gonna collapse. The dollar is going to collapse. He said there's no way around it. You know? We go out there on the highways and byways and say that day in and day out. Maybe you'll listen when Esau says it. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul that which is lifted up in him is not upright." Because he's very proudful, but he's not an upright man. He sticks his chest out and holds his head up high, but in a physical sense, because he's a proud man. But his spirit is not upright like that. All right? His spirit is conniving and low to the ground, like a snake. All right? Okay? It says, "Behold, the soul that is which is lifted up in him is not is slacking. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just shall live by faith, by his faith." And that's why, we're not relying on bitcoins and things like that during this time. It's cool to dib and dab in the market if you want to, try, what I'm saying. But understanding this, that whole blockchain system dealing with the cryptocurrency is going to be the entryway for the RFID chip. All right, so you got to monitor the things you do. If you want to invest in anything, invest in gold and silver. All right, but even with that, only thing leaving out of America is these bodies. I mean, is the spirit, man. All right, so we can get in our new bodies. All right. It says Habakkuk 2:5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." And that thick clay represents that debt that America has set up for themselves, man. All right. All right. So, you know, and that's just it. And, I'm going to go ahead and end it with that. All right. So, America's done, man. This economy is done. The bubble is being popped. Boosh. Like, that's just it. All right. So, if you're not dealing with your how about Shimmy Awashai, or your how about Shimmy Awashai not dealing with you, I mean, then the only thing in your future is destruction. All right, and slavery. Or if you do the 2/3 of just destruction, then you'll be born into the kingdom. All right. With that being said, I want to give all glory and praise. Say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harikakudash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone. And salutations to the argument of pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Man, we're almost out of here. America's done. Shalom.